Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Flappy Bird clone tutorial series. In today's special add-on video, we're going to take our bird from basic to epic by adding some wings, eyes, and cool animations. We'll make that flap look real, controlled by your tap, and of course, what's a game without some drama? We'll throw in a bird kill animation when you hit a pipe, and add sound effects for that moment along with some awesome game music. So if you're ready to make your bird more fun and, dare I say, a little more alive, let's get started. First things first, let's add some wings and eyes to our bird. Right now, we've got a cute little bird sprite, but it's missing a bit of character, don't you think? So, what we'll do is use separate sprites for the bird's wings and eyes to really give it some personality. We use our bird game object as the parent. This will hold the body, wings, and eyes together. Next, we'll add two child objects for the wings. Name them wing left and wing right. Attach your wing sprites to these child objects, and position them where wings should go. Play around with their location to make them look like they're attached to the bird's body. Do the same for the eyes. Create a child object called eyes, attach your eye sprite, and position it. The cool part about using child objects is that everything moves together. So, if you move or rotate the parent object, the wings and eyes follow along. Pro tip: set your wings and eyes in the right order and layer so they appear above the bird's body. We don't want those wings hiding behind the bird, do we? Time for a small test. Yeah, it looks very funny and much better than before. But is too static. It was much better if we bring our bird to life with a flap animation for this. We'll be switching between two wing states, wings hidden and wings shown every time the player taps. The bird should flap. First, open up the animation window. Select the bird game object, and create a new animation clip called Flap Animation. After create that, you see that animator component is automatic attached to your bird together with a bird controller and the flap animation itself. In this clip, we can animate the wings. For this we use a very easy method. Just use the record button. Then every change in each frame is stored for us in the animation. Just play around with this to be familiar with it. We change the eye scale and set also depend on frame the wings to hide and visible using the sprite renderer. There we can enable and disable the component to get that effect. If we think that is fine, we can test it using the play button and store it by disable the record function. So let's see how it looks. Don't forget to disable looping for this animation. We want the flap to happen only when the player taps, not on repeat. For this we have to open the controller where we see the flap animation. Here we can create a trigger called flap. We make a transition from any state to flap animation using a trigger called flap. Now, let's control the animation with code. There exists already a script to our bird, where every time you press the tap key, or click, we can call the flap animation. That is very easy. First, create a new variable for the animator and get the component that is attached to the bird. In the right place we can use the animator to set the trigger that we are created. This have the effect that the animation is called each time we hit the button. Now, I'm not saying this bird can fly forever. But it's gonna flap until you hit a pipe. Looks really cool, or feel free to adjust the animation or create something complete new. I wanted in this video to keep it simple, but if you want more, just let me know. And now, let's add some drama. We've all seen the bird fly, but what happens when it crashes into a pipe? We need a dramatic ending for our little birdie, so let's make a kill animation. We'll create another animation clip called Bird Kill. For this one, we'll change the wings location and some other stuff. Make everything that you think that looks cool. In the animator, make a transition from any state to bird kill using a trigger called kill. We can activate this kill trigger when the bird collides with a pipe using a script that checks for collision and then switches to the death animation. Because, what's a Flappy Bird clone without a little crash and burn action, right? Alright, animations are cool and all, but without sound, it feels like something's missing. So let's fix that by adding some sound effects for our flap, our bird's untimely demise, and of course, some good old background music. First, import your sound effects. You'll need one for the bird kill, and a music loop for the game. Attach an audio source component to your bird game object for the death sounds, and one to your game manager, or another object like the camera, for the music. For the game music, make sure that you select play on awake to start direct if the game starts, and also set the hook at loop. In the script, play the death sound, trigger it when the bird hits a pipe and starts the kill animation. Nothing says game over like a good thud when the bird meets its doom. And there you have it. We've added wings and eyes to make the bird more expressive, a flapping animation that makes it look like it's really flying, a kill animation for those tragic moments, and some sound effects to really pull everything together. Now hit play and see your bird soar. Or crash. Let's just hope it avoids those pipes better than mine does. Finally, I'll show you how to add a little structure to your assets. You can create different folders to structure the images, sounds, scripts and other things like prefabs and animations. This is especially important as your project grows and you add more and more. Otherwise, it can quickly become confusing. If you followed along, you now have a Flappy Bird clone that's not only functional, but has some personality and flair. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more awesome Unity tutorials, and feel free to share your version of the game. I'd love to see what you've created. See you next time, and happy game developing.
Hehehehe